Len, it's been exactly 3 weeks today since this house burst in flames from an arsonist. Soon that detection will come from up above. Captiva Island loses 6 feet of beach every year. In order just to break even with these high gas prices, shrimpers have to bring in 300 of these baskets brimming full of shrimp per trip. And unless fishermen catch enough shrimp per night, they're losing money. For these ladies, it is a lot of hard work. What they're doing is they're putting sand and water into these wooden structures. Lee County's 2 ballparks attract 99,000 visitors during spring training alone. And Lee County isn't through spending money on this building. It'll spend another $3 million on renovations. If you'd like to come out and see all of these works of art, they will be on display until Sunday. Mine, luckily, not included. It's not so good. I want to show you how much of a difference just one day makes. Captiva residents say the sand stopped here just yesterday. And with more cold weather in the forecast, the Division of Natural Resources says give it just 2 weeks and Sandoval and Captiva will become one island connected by land. Tonight, he tells us he wants justice for the stolen seconds that he'll never get back.
Just cried and cried and cried, and you know, it's not going to bring them back. And I just wanted that moment, you know? I just wanted the moment with him if I could have had it.
A blink, a twitch of a finger, one final I love you, one moment to say goodbye.
I could have had something with my son that I'll never get.
As Ronald Koger's 13-year-old son was rushed off to Lee Memorial, Koger claims instead of riding alongside in the ambulance or following it to the ER, Lee County deputies kept him at this dirt lot for 30 minutes, answering question after question. All the while his focus was on his only son.
Is he alive? And you know, I'm frantic.
By the time Koger arrived to Lee Memorial, Ron Jr. was dead. The Lee County Sheriff's Office tells us it stands behind the deputies' actions in keeping Koger at the scene, saying Koger was emotionally charged and the deputies have to use their discretion to do what they deem necessary. We brought Koger's story to civil attorney Marcus Viles. Viles says since Koger wasn't a witness or suspect in the accident, deputies should not have detained him.
You know, it does appear that there may have been really a gross breach of that arrest power, because there just doesn't seem to be any compelling reason to keep that father there.
At the moment, his son needed him most.
You can't put into words how important that moment is. Before he's gone, before his soul's left his body, before something, you can't put a price tag on it.
Tonight, Koger tells us he does intend to sue the sheriff's department, not for the money, but to ensure this never again happens to another parent.
The reason I'm pulling you over is you're not wearing your seatbelt.
Driver, no belt, Cadillac.
It's one after another after another.
As part of a statewide sting, Cape Coral Police are in enforcement mode. Tonight they're targeting the roundabout on Vizcaya and Southeast 24th Avenue.
Here you look right through their side door.
Looking for drivers and passengers not buckled up.
Blue Ford, driver, no belt.
If I see the buckle hanging, I call it. If I have any doubt whatsoever, then I don't call it.
Here's how it works. These 2 plainly dressed officers are looking for violators.
Okay, you got a gold caravan passenger, no seatbelt.
They then radio up to officers at checkpoints who have 2 choices. Write a $109 ticket.
No citation for you.
Or let you off the hook.
And for those of you who think most people wear their seatbelts, just yesterday, Cape Coral Police issued 91 of these citations, and that was in just 9 hours.
In March, officers gave out almost 800 tickets during a 2-week campaign.
You have to wear that too.
I forgot, I'm just leaving my house. You know, and we run the gamut of excuses.
Do you usually wear your seatbelt?
Truthfully, no.
Why?
I don't like to.
And drivers are not just getting caught for seatbelt violations. Once this driver was pulled over for not buckling up, he was cuffed. Turns out there's a warrant for his arrest.
There you go.
At the end of the day, not everyone listens.
I'm too damned old to change my ways.
But
We all think if there's just one person that actually a life is saved because they wore the seatbelt, that's perfect for us.
Sarah?
Well, here's how Dylan describes it. He says that he took the gun off of the wall on the rack. He then pointed it at the wall, leveled the gun with his finger on the trigger. That's when he says Ashley herself stepped in front of the gun, opened her mouth, and pulled the gun closer until it was just millimeters from her throat.
It's the testimony that may have turned the tables in this trial. Candace Jones, a crime lab analyst for the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, testifies if Ashley pulled the rifle towards herself, that may have triggered the gun.
When you place your finger on the trigger and pull in a backward fashion, it would be less than 2 pounds, so it's a very light trigger pull.
The defense now turning the case towards Ashley.
For a reason we will never know, Ashley walks in front of the gun with her mouth open, and the gun goes off.
The assistant state attorney firing back, saying Dylan should have never pointed the gun in any direction without making sure the safety lock was on.
Miss Swayze would never have been able to survive that shot.
Now, court just let out for the evening and will resume tomorrow. But before it let out, we did hear from the lead investigator on this case. She addressed one of the other issues that came up today, which was why Dylan was actually arrested before the crime scene was cleared. But she told us that Dylan admitted that he owned the firearm and that he was the one who was holding it when this happened. We're live at the Lee County Justice Center. Sarah Hollenbeck, NBC2.
We've shown you manatee releases before, but the one this afternoon in Lee County stands out from all the rest. NBC2's Sarah Hollenbeck introduces you to a 12-year-old named Joey. His kayak, cell phone, and quick wits saved this sea cow's life.
Joey LaMountain is the kind of kid that would make anyone want to bear children. This Cape Coral middle schooler is an avid kayaker with a heart of gold and a resume that already bears a distinguished title, rescuer.
I'm the only 12-year-old that probably has ever saved a manatee.
On a Saturday in March, Joey was paddling along the Orange River near Lee County's Manatee Park when he noticed something odd.
We saw a manatee with a crab track buoy on its right flipper.
So this quick-thinking 12-year-old, whose mom is a volunteer at Manatee Park, immediately called FWC's emergency hotline. He snapped these photos of the manatee.
I just ended up following all the way down here
and directed rescue divers to her exact location, which was key, as the sea cow was in a remote area.
I basically helped save the manatee and tracked it with FWC, and I'm proud to say that.
And today, the ultimate reward, the manatee, now nicknamed Tangly, is set free. 2, 3. Today, FWC applauded Joey's quick thinking. Especially critical this year, with a record 218 manatee deaths statewide. Sea cows continue to die every day from last January's cold snap.
We picked up a dead manatee in Sanibel Island yesterday that still had lesions and other signs of cold stress.
And after packing up from Tangly's release, FWC's next stop is Everglades City to pick up the corpse of another cold-stunned manatee. But there's hope for the sea cows. Our little rescuer says his future occupation, marine biologist. Sarah Hollenbeck, NBC2.